we exposed a restaurant that had 110 violations. The owner told us by phone since he was ordered shut, things have been fixed and are great. But Local 10 News investigator Jeff Weinseer has learned that is very far from the truth.
That was back in January. Kevin, who owns China Buffet at 113th and Bird Road, didn't want to talk to us about his 110 violations.
No cameras.
No cameras what? First of all, don't touch. First of all, don't touch the camera.
arrested?
110 violations. It's the worst inspection we've seen in a long time.
You walk into a Chinese buffet, greeted by steaming trays stacked high with fried rice, noodles, and chicken. It looks like abundance, but here's the trap. Much of that food has been sitting in place for hours. The fried rice is clumpy, the beef tastes like rubber, and the sushi might as well be yesterday's leftovers. So the question is, which buffets are just feeding you volume instead of real flavor? And which two are actually worth your plate?
Mandarin buffets used to be bustling places full of hungry people waiting in line to fill their plates with things like fried rice and sushi. But walking into a Mandarin now is a different experience.
Food is so ugly, so we decided to make a garden out of it.
So what Mandarin's done instead, they've come up with this new concept where you can order individual dishes. I've ordered just a few, just a little sampling here. Each one costs between $1.99 and $4.99.
The Ontario government does not yet allow buffets to operate, so Mandarin has replaced the food on their iconic hotlines with floral arrangements.
Stick around, because the safe spots may surprise you. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
I need to talk to Kevin.
Okay, no here. Okay.
Can you call him?
Okay, no here. Sorry.
I want to talk to you. Why? Don't.
Don't touch my camera.
Why do you keep?
Don't touch my camera.
Why is the place not getting better?
China Buffet was ordered shut again February 4th. 74 violations were found then. On February 22nd, another 86 violations were found, many repeat violations. Kevin wasn't here. State records show since being ordered shut back in January, inspectors have been here 9 times.
Why does a buffet that looks like a banquet often feel like a letdown after the first bite? The answer starts the moment you walk into places like Dragon Buffet or Grand China Buffet. Bright lights bounce off chandeliers, reflecting across rows of massive stainless steel trays. It looks like plenty, almost overwhelming in its scale. At first glance, you think you've struck gold, every possible dish lined up in front of you. But one spoonful of their fried rice tells another story.
So the maximum you spend per dish is $5.
James, did I order too much, do you think?
This is good enough for 5 people.
They have 80 of these dishes on the menu. There's only about 40 here. And the Mandarin contends you'll actually spend a little bit less on average doing it this way than if you were to go to the buffet. This full table of food.
Yeah. This full table of food were cheaper than the buffet if you come about 5 people sharing it.
Grains stick together in heavy clumps, the seasoning muted and the texture already gone. A slice of beef from their stir-fry chews like leather, leaving little more than salt and gristle. The illusion holds strong until you stop at Dragon Buffet's sushi bar. Bright pieces sit neatly arranged under glass, but lift one roll and the cracks show. The rice is cold, stiff from hours of exposure, with nothing binding it together. The crab inside isn't fresh at all, but imitation, a cheap shortcut. Food that looks full of color was prepared in bulk long before you arrived.
I guess the question a lot of people have, and we're worried about the Mandarin, we like the Mandarin. Is the Mandarin going to be okay? Are we going to be able to push forward here?
Well, I know this store has no problem, but some of the store may have some problem.
The past 5 months have been very hard for the company. Their buffets have been completely closed since March 15th. The chain's franchised outlets have been surviving with the help of interest-free government loans and wage subsidies. But Mandarin's CEO says business is slowly starting to return with the new small eats concept.
I think I visited all the table for the last 2 weeks, except 2 customers.
It sits in place, waiting, losing freshness by the minute. That's the risk of low turnover. When trays are filled for show, not for rotation, quality collapses quietly in front of you. It's like an aircraft carrier decked with outdated equipment, impressive in appearance, but not prepared when it counts. King Buffett makes this pattern painfully obvious. Their orange chicken drifts into soggy lumps, sauce congealed into a sticky glaze. Noodles stick together in greasy clumps that slide onto your plate in one piece instead of separating cleanly. This decline doesn't vanish even when the price climbs. Empire Buffet advertises premium, but the higher bill only funds reheated trays of the same problem. Food left sitting, shuffled from kitchen to buffet line without care. The message is clear. Spectacle distracts from shortcuts. If flashy buffets miss the target, where does real value hide? That's when the underdog enters the fight. What if the most reliable Chinese buffet option isn't even a Chinese buffet at all?
Indeed, the chain has removed tables to increase space and put in place strict cleaning protocols.
Golden Corral, a place people usually connect with steaks and mashed potatoes, hides an Asian section that puts entire specialized buffets to shame. It stands like an underdog, never pretending to be authentic, but quietly keeping standards that rivals dressed in pagodas and lanterns fail to meet. The surprise catches most visitors off guard. After all, why would a generalist chain, splitting attention between fried chicken, tacos, and dessert fountains, handle sesame chicken and dumplings better than Dragon Buffet, which builds its name around serving only this food? That question disappears once you pick up a plate. Golden Corral's sesame chicken comes out with a crisp bite, firm pieces coated evenly in sauce that balances sweet and tang. Right next door at Dragon Buffet, the same dish sinks into oil. Breading slides off under its own grease, and the texture never returns after sitting in a warming pan for hours. The reason isn't hidden, it's turnover. Golden Corral sees steady movement through its lines. Smaller trays mean dishes vanish faster, and staff replenish them constantly. Food doesn't sit idle, it cycles. Mandarin Buffet takes a different route, staying smaller but working through volume with speed. Their dumplings taste like fresh, steamed parcels loaded with seasoned pork, delicate wrappers strong enough to hold but soft at the bite. At Grand China or Hibachi Grill, dumplings pool in slick oil, wrappers breaking apart and fillings bland. Mandarin's crew keeps portions modest, but the pans refill several times in the same hour. That keeps stir-fry sharp, dumpling fillings rich, and even their sushi bright and properly chilled. The lesson reveals itself. Fewer trays, refreshed constantly, build quality. Golden Corral and Mandarin Buffet win by different methods, but both prove freshness isn't about scale, it's about motion. And that's where the real standard for judging any buffet begins. Flash doesn't guarantee flavor. A buffet can flood your vision with trays, lights, and decorations, but freshness comes only from turnover. Food that moves quickly off the line is safer, better in texture, and stronger in taste than anything left to sit under heat lamps. That's the standard to measure, not how many trays line the wall. Treat buffets like you'd assess combat readiness. Judge their performance, not their presentation. The safe choice often hides where you least expect it. The question is, next time you face the buffet line, will you trust the spectacle or trust the signs of real quality?